Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good evening and welcome to the Lancashire Cricket Virtual Player of the Year Awards for 2020. Normally, we'll be enjoying this evening in the Point at Emirates Old Trafford, but due to the extraordinary events of this year, we are bringing you the awards virtually on the Lancashire social media channels. We have certainly missed you all at Emirates Old Trafford this season, and we have everything crossed that 2021 can see the return of our members and our supporters to our stadium. We'd also like to say a huge thank you to our valued partners for their support throughout this season, all of whom you can now see on our screen. Your support to our club has never been more crucial, and we look forward to working alongside you in the coming months and years. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you at Emirates Old Trafford in the near future. For a time, it looked like we wouldn't get any county cricket at all, but following a successful return of international cricket, which saw us host 21 days, county cricket made its comeback for a truncated 2-month season. Our team had 5 hard-fought Bob Willis Trophy games, which ended with a memorable win for our young side against Derbyshire on the final day at Liverpool. Added to that, a successful run to the Vitality Blast finals day with one of the youngest squads in the competition. Let's have a look back over some of the best moments from the 2020 season. Despite all the challenges around COVID-19, what a season it was. And it was brilliant to see no fewer than 6 lads make their Lancashire debuts. 5 of those lads came through our academy and have been in the Lancashire system since a very, very young age. As many of you are aware, our Player of the Year awards normally support the Lancashire Cricket Foundation. And like many other charitable foundations around the country, our funding has taken a significant hit this year due to the effects of COVID-19. You can still support the great work of the foundation by joining our Friends of the Foundation draw. Here's how your support helps develop all types of cricket in our region and how you can join. Hi, I'm Warren Hegg, former Lancashire and England cricketer, now head of cricket business here at Lancashire Cricket and Emirates Old Trafford. To all our members, our sponsors, our partners, our suppliers and everyone that follows the Red Rose, from everyone here at Emirates Old Trafford and Lancashire Cricket, we hope you are keeping safe and healthy during these very, very strange times. The game of cricket has never needed the support of its family as much as it does today to help develop our game for all ages, demographics and abilities. With this in mind, we ask that you take a moment to watch the following video and see how you can become a friend of the Foundation. Funds raised by our friends of the Foundation enable us to continue to provide high quality cricket experiences in our communities, helping to grow the appeal of the game at all levels, irrespective of gender, age and ability. By encouraging more people to play our wonderful game, we could continue to make a positive difference to the lives of the individuals we engage with and continue to develop and nurture our next generation of superstars. Friends of the Foundation cost just £2 per week and members can win up to £5,000 plus unique money can't buy prizes and invitations to exclusive events. It's never been easier to join up using our new online direct debit system. For more information and to sign up, visit our website lancashirecricket.co.uk/lotteries. Thanks for watching. We look forward to you becoming a friend of the Foundation. Glenn, thanks for joining us. Very, very strange 2020 season with everything that's gone on. How was it for you and your guys?
Started off very strange. We were preparing to go on pre-season tour, so we were lucky enough in February that we managed to get a trip to Mumbai, and that all went well. Preparations were going great. We're in a good place as a squad, following on from 2019 where we had a really good season in both white ball and red ball cricket. So we were in a good position leading into pre-season tour, and with everything that started unfolding, we were changing our plans on a probably weekly basis. And every time I sent a message out to the lads confirming a new plan, by the time they'd got it, it was obsolete. So yeah, and then obviously we all got shut down for a long period of time, which obviously posed its challenges like it did for everybody else around the country. So fitness was a big issue. The lads not able to use the right facilities that they would normally use to get the bodies in the right shape to perform. And I think throughout the country it was seen there were a lot of injuries, especially to bowlers. So that was one of the challenges. A challenge that our players faced was that due to the international stuff being here, all our training was at Chester. So our base had moved from Emirates Old Trafford to Chester, which posed its own challenges, but the lads were great. You know, they just wanted to play cricket, and they showed a lot of enthusiasm to get stuck in and for whenever the season was going to unfold. And obviously the county season started in August, so nowhere near the amount of cricket that we would have hoped for. But you know, the lads did make the most of it.
It was great to see the highlights that shown just previous to this of some really good performances in the Bob Willis Trophy, and it must have been really refreshing for you to see the emergence of some of the younger lads that came into the squad and into the team and made debuts.
Yeah, once the decision had been made by most of the counties to not have their overseas players come over, obviously it would have been too challenging anyway, but that enabled a lot of counties to give opportunities to younger players. I mean, especially us, we ended up with a really young squad out. I think 2 or 3 of the games we played was just about the youngest team we've ever put out in Championship cricket. And bizarrely, you know, you could look at it and say that 2 or 3 of our younger players, George Balderson, Tom Hartley, had more first team cricket than potentially they would have done had we had overseas players and a full strength team. So in some ways we hope we've developed more, and obviously you learn from these experiences. But as a squad, you know, I think we have developed well, and the results from this year, I think when you put everything into context, I think you'd take it as a really positive 2.5 months.
And you mentioned George, you mentioned Tom, played quite a bit of red ball cricket. Happy with the performances and how they went on throughout the year?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, those two in particular, you could see them learning from every game and every experience. Tom was, he ended up playing virtually all the cricket that we played, both white ball and red ball, so you know he's had a lot of development there. But yeah, superb to see two 19, 20-year-olds playing that level of cricket and competing and obviously improving all the while. But you know, all through the squad, I thought that our standards were high, not perfect, but high, and some of the cricket we played was excellent.
Yeah, and going on to white ball cricket now, getting into another finals day, very consistent in white ball cricket. How did you see that going?
Well, when you don't use your overseas slots to build the team that you plan to build, then there's obviously areas where you are slightly weaker than normal. But we coped with that really well. I thought we played excellent cricket. I think we won 5 out of our first 6 T20 games with a couple rained out. So qualified fairly comfortably. Won a brilliant quarter-final down at Sussex. So that was, you know, an excellent achievement. And to go to finals day again, it's always good. And I think ultimately, Notts had a really strong team on finals day, and you know the game we played pretty well on finals day, so no complaints there. But I think to get there in the manner we did was something we can be very happy with.
All in all, a fantastic season for you and your coaching team to be able to see the development of younger players and use them to see what they can do in the future. But let's move on to season 2021. It's December here. It's cold. It's real winter. But your guys are back at it.
Yeah, we're back in training. We're probably a few weeks behind where we would normally be, but that's no bad thing, because obviously we're going to struggle with the kind of facilities that we'd normally have available to us. So normally we'd be able to take trips abroad and do some outdoor work. I think we'll be restricted to here in the indoor centre for a chunk of the season, so a chunk of the winter. So what we're really looking to do is get the lads physically really strong and in good shape for returning after Christmas when the cricket will really start. So we've got 3 months, January, February, March of solid work, and the lads are looking forward to it. You know, obviously they've been starved of the cricket they want to play, and all the way through, not just the youngsters. You know, everyone will be eager to play. And I think one of the keys for us is to realise that, you know, hopefully, don't count our chickens, but hopefully there's light at the end of the tunnel with regards to next season. And you know, I'm very hopeful that there'll be a full season starting in April, where the players will get a chance to compete properly for all the trophies.
And just before you go, playing in front of empty stadiums, no crowds, no members, no supporters. What was that like for you as a head coach, and also for the players?
Well, not as bad as I thought, really. I mean, you did get used to it. As cricketers, as county cricketers, we don't play in front of full stadiums all the time. The level of crowd changes depending on the game. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we do play to a full Old Trafford a few times a season, and that's brilliant. The county championship games are mainly played to members and a couple of thousand people, which is great, much better than having no crowds in. But you know, we got used to it. We wouldn't want to do it every year, and hopefully we can get the members and the supporters back in.
Absolutely. Glen Chapel, all the very best for 2021. Great season for you in 2020, and we look forward to catching up in the new year.
Thank you.
Well, thanks, Glen, for joining us to review the season, and congratulations to you and all your team and all your coaches and all the players for producing some excellent cricket this season. Well, the men were not the only side to enjoy a 2020 season, as the women and girls game went from strength to strength. Our international summer came to a climax with England taking on the West Indies in a behind closed doors series in Derby. And the Rachel Hayhoe Flint Trophy provided the action at a domestic level. A young Thunder side which represents Lancashire, Cumbria and Cheshire was captained by our own Alex Hartley. Like the men's first team, it was a team full of young, exciting talent. Here are some of the best bits from the Rachel Hayhoe-Flint Trophy. On to our first award of the evening, the Women's Player of the Year. This award was voted by the Thunder players themselves and goes this year to a long-serving Lancashire women's player with 189 runs at 31.5 and a best of 52 plus 4 wickets and 3 catches. Your Lancashire Women's Player of the Year for 2020 is Nat Brown.
Face up, and she is cutting away on the offside. That's a powerfully struck shot by Nat Brown. Natalie Brown bowling to and bowls. This one's pulled away behind square, 4 runs. Great shot by Nat Brown. Brown cuts behind square. This one's going to be a chase on round the boundary, and it will be an unsuccessful chase.
It's pretty special knowing that it's come from the girls, so it's, you know, it means a lot knowing that they voted for this and that I can, you know, it's partially down to them that I enjoyed my cricket so much last year and probably played with a smile on my face for the first time in a couple of years. And I know that wasn't just for me, it was, I think it was the same for a few of the girls, saying that they'd enjoyed the season a bit more this year than they had in previous years. And I'd say that's put down to the team environment that we are in. You know, having all that time off, I don't think I've had that much time off since I was probably about 8. So having all that time away from cricket meant that I was eager to get out there and wanted to prove a point, and that despite being one of the older players in the team, that I can still cut it among the young ones. Maybe on occasions I had to step up and be more of that older figure and that more experienced player that I'm quite happy normally to sit back and let everybody else do the talking. I probably did a bit more talking and around the team and trying to help the young girls settle in. And it's, you know, there's a different experience for them. They've not played maybe at that standard, quite a lot of them, because of their age. So it was nice watching them developing. It'll be great to see how they develop into players next season. Just have to watch them train and you see the potential that they have in training. It shows how good we can be as a team, and it's just waiting for that moment for us to click as a unit and put it all into one game, really. And I think some teams could be in for a surprise with us next year.
Congratulations to Nat on a great season with the Thunder, and we look forward to catching them in action next year under head coach Paul Shaw. Now, moving on to the Men's Young Player of the Year, and there were several contenders in what was a very, very tightly contested vote. 5 youngsters made their debut for the Red Rose in 2020. while the likes of Danny Lamb, Liam Hurt saw increased opportunities to play in the first team. The bright future for this squad was best summed up by a win, as we've said before, against Derbyshire in the Bob Willis Trophy. The likes of Lamb, Josh Bohannon, the three Georgies, Burrows, Balderston, Lavelle, Tom Hartley and Jack Morley all played big roles to defeat a near full strength side from Derbyshire in a thrilling finish to the first class season. But there could be only one winner for the Young Player of the Year. After a close vote, it was the man who took 12 wickets across all formats and played an influential role, I think, in the run to the Vitality Blast final stage. Congratulations to the winner, Tom Hartley.
Goes Hartley and bowls to Azad, and he's going to be out there. I think that came off the inside edge. It did, and it popped up in.
So it's hit them on the pad, and umpire Lloyd puts the finger up and Hartley strikes.
It's up in the air. Oh, it's brilliant.
Catch that. In.
Straight up in the air. Gone. Yeah! Oh, yes! Lancashire are not dead yet.
I know it was a great honour to receive it, you know. A couple of the other lads had good seasons as well, so alongside Balderson and people like that, so you know it was great to win it ahead of him, but also he had a great season as well. So
how great was it? You know, there was quite a few young lads. I think there was 5 debutants in all, and it was just a great introduction to first class cricket for you all, really.
Yeah, no, it's great to make debuts alongside some of the other lads, because we played a lot of second team cricket together. So it's been nice to see them come along. And, when we have gone on to play them first team games, the debuts, we've all done pretty well, I thought. So it's nice to see we can make that step up, and there's good competition between the lads now.
And how pleased were you to get involved in both the formats that we played this year as well?
I know it was great. At the start of the season, you always have aspirations of trying to get in both sides, and then being able to play a majority of the season in both teams. It's great. Because you look at the likes of the players we have here, you get to play alongside Parky and people like that. It's just a great learning experience to be able to play alongside them, really.
You just talk about the learning experience. How important has the 2 months of the season been this year to your own development?
It's been out of this world, playing alongside these players, they pick up different things you might not see, and the advice they give you is second to none, really, and you can only, when they're helping you like this, you can only get better, really.
And just tell us a bit about your role in the team, because you seem to, I think we've spoken about this before, you seem to come in almost the pressure situations, and you just seem to love it, really. You just seem to just get right amongst it.
Well, obviously in the T20s, obviously it's trying to go as little runs as possible, and obviously you're not always looking to try and take wickets, but just try and keep an end down and help Dane a little bit, trying to help him out, and so it's just about containing, really, for me, and obviously if you get wickets, that's another benefit, really.
And is there any particular moment or performance in the season which you look back on now and think that was my favourite moment of the season, perhaps?
It was a couple, obviously there was that game at Liverpool with me and Morley, did pretty well, but for me, although we lost the semi-final, getting hit for a couple hefty sixes, and then come back with 2 wickets at the end, although we lost the game, for me personally, I felt it was a real good comeback for me, and proving that I can take wickets really in high pressure situations like that.
How much did you enjoy finals day? Albeit not the same experience as normal.
Although it wasn't the same experience, I thoroughly enjoyed it. There was a lot of waiting around with the weather and stuff, so obviously you sat in the balcony anxious waiting to play, Obviously not sure when or how. You might know there's even talks about coming back next week and playing. But it was a great experience, really. You know, all the lads enjoyed it, and it was nice to get away with them a little bit as well.
And now we're obviously into the winter months. What have you kind of been working on, and what are your main focuses over the next few months?
I think just being more consistent bowling wise, you know, just trying nearly 6 balls out of 6 really. And batting wise, you know, I think trying to target that power hitting a little bit more, you know, just have a little bit more firepower in that middle order of the T20s really. So just working on that, and then obviously keeping your fitness topped up and making sure you're the best really.
Well, huge congratulations to Tom on winning that award and for his impact really across both formats last season. I think we can agree the future is certainly bright for our Red Rose County. And now moving on to our main award for the season, the Player of the Year. Again, it was a closely run vote with several contenders and only a single number of votes in it at the end. But this player came out just ahead of his closest rivals, finishing as Lancashire's leading run scorer in both competitions. In the Bob Willis Trophy, he chalked up 337 runs at an average of nearly 50, and that included 4 half-centuries, 3 of which came in his final 4 innings. His final score of the competition was his highest, counter-attacking 86, to help establish second innings lead against Derbyshire that was fully deserving of a 3-figure score. In Vitality Blast, he finished 1 run shy of the 300 mark. A great effort, finishing as Lancashire Lightning's leading run scorer for the 3rd consecutive season in that format. There were 3 more half-centuries in the T20s, and the best also coming against Derbyshire in the televised win at Headingley. And no wicketkeeper managed more than his 12 dismissals in this competition. There was even a pair of run-outs against Yorkshire in that final win at Emirates Old Trafford. Congratulations to a very deserving winner of Lancashire Cricket's Player of the Year for 2020, Alex Davies.
Oh, that's beautiful. Great placement.
Oh, he's got even further this time.
And that brings up a half-century to Alex Davies.
Bowles is pulled away through the middle, give for 4. It's a nice shot from Alex Davies.
To Davis, that's chopped away through the covers, and that'll bring up a 50 for Alex Davis. Yeah.
Oh, it's well bowled. Boxed in. Oh, and he's done. Brilliant.
Gone. Brilliant work from Alex Davies.
That is a beautiful shot.
Yeah, obviously over the moon with that. Unexpected at this time of year. Obviously things are normally done a little bit earlier, aren't they? But no, it's a nice surprise, and yeah, obviously would have preferred to win a trophy with the team this year. We got to finals there, but yeah, no, it's nice.
Just reflect a little bit on your season personally. First of all, obviously a very different season to normal. But how did you reflect on your own performances?
Yeah. Listen, I think I played well at times. You know, I still think I could have done a lot more. So could have kicked on with the scores that I did get and really cash in there. And you never know, maybe then could have turned a couple of the draws into wins and, like I said, push on to that Bob Willis Trophy. But played well at times. Yeah, it's nice to contribute, but obviously the icing on the cake would have been a trophy for the team.
Nice partnership with Keaton in both formats this year. You guys put on quite a few big stands, really, didn't you?
Yeah, really enjoyed batting with Keats this year. We complement each other well. We got on a bit of a roll there with some momentum. I think it started in the red ball stuff, and then his magnificent 100 at Durham. I didn't do much, to be honest. I just stood at the other end and got him on strike. But I think we had 300 partnerships, did we? So yeah, that was quite nice, and when we're flowing and bouncing off one another, it can be quite hard to bowl at, I think.
And specifically in the Blast, obviously we've got to the semi-finals as a team, but yourself, you're top run scorer for the team in the third consecutive season.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that, but yeah, thanks. A little bit more responsibility this year with no overseas players, missing a couple of players, so I just sort of took that on my shoulders a little bit. But yeah, like I said, getting to finals day was great. That was the first aim. We've managed to do that a lot without winning the trophy that much, so we must be doing something right without actually just getting over the line at the last hurdle.
How much of an achievement is it to get to finals day, given you look at the Notts side that we played in the semi-final, heavily experienced, probably I think the oldest side in the competition, so I think we were the fourth youngest side in the competition, so how, with no overseas players, how good an effort was that just to get to finals day?
Yeah, I didn't know that we were the fourth youngest, but it probably makes sense now thinking about it. Yeah, that Notts team, you look at it, you've got Samit Patel coming in at 9 sometimes, or maybe 8, can be quite intimidating to play against, but yeah, getting to finals there was a great achievement for us, but it's quite cliche, but the youngsters did stand up for us this year. Tom Hartley came in and had a brilliant debut season, if that's the saying. So yeah, we've got a good crop of youngsters at the minute, alongside the more experienced players like myself and Keaton, like you've mentioned, so hopefully that bodes well for moving forward.
You mentioned just before about having a little bit more responsibility. How much have you enjoyed that, taking a bit more of a senior role this year?
Yeah, I've enjoyed that. Like we've touched on there, we've got a lot of young players now, and I still feel young, but I'm probably not that young anymore. So it's up to me to try and take a few of them under my wing and try and help them where I can, but most of all just perform consistently to just allow them to come into the team and enjoy themselves and find their feet. So hopefully I've managed to do that a little bit this year.
And just a little bit on sort of now, you're obviously preparing for next season, and you've enjoyed the last few weeks getting here and seeing the lads and just starting to prepare now for 2021.
Yeah, obviously things are a lot different now. We've got to come in smaller groups, but when the lads are together, it's good, and we are focused now mainly physically pre-Christmas, get ourselves into good shape, and then even though there's not that much clarity on next season's schedule or anything like that, we just got to prepare as though it's a normal season, keep our eye on the climate and the vaccines and all that, and if it looks like we're going to get a full season, just make sure that we're ready no matter what.
And just finally, Al, obviously you're a Lancashire lad, you're a supporter of the club, you're a player of the club for many years. How great is it to continue to represent this club, and winning Player of the Year puts you with some of the absolute stalwarts at this club, doesn't it?
Yeah, massively. I was saying this to a couple of lads the other day, like when that vote went out online, it's like, yeah, there's some names on that trophy. Bales won it a couple of years ago, but go even further back than that. Remember, the awards night, looking on the trophy like, oh, it'd be nice to get on that one day, and it is quite a big deal for the guys over there. They want to win it every year, and Dane had a quick clean sweep last year, so yeah, it's nice to finally get the name on that trophy, and it's another one I can tick off.
Well done to Alex on picking up the Player of the Year award, and to Nat and Tom on picking up the 2 other awards this evening. Well, that concludes our virtual Player of the Year ceremony for 2020, bringing down the curtain on what has been a very strange, challenging, yet somewhat rewarding season for all involved with the club. Thank you to all our members who have stuck with us this year. Your support has been vital to the survival of our club. Thanks to all who became a platinum member by keeping their subscriptions in the club, to everyone who's renewed their membership for next season, and everyone else who supported us by purchasing international tickets or merchandise from our club shop. We have the best membership base in the country, and we hope to welcome you back for the start of the season in the spring. Thanks again to our partners for their continued support. As I said before, your support this season has been vital. For myself, Warren Hegg, and all at Lancashire Cricket, we wish you and your families continued good health and all the very best for the coming festive season. See you in 2021.